What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So Barack Obama recently went viral about a week ago, and he was on Michelle Obama's podcast. Again, you can tell that, at least from my opinion, there's a level of disdain from Michelle Obama towards him, but somehow they are still together. And anyways, but Barack Obama was exposed at least some years ago for having homosexual tendencies. And in his presidential campaign, the first time around, this was exposed.
You know, in 2008, it became really clear that Barack Obama had been having sex with men and smoking crack. And a guy came forward, Larry Sinclair, and said, I'll sign an affidavit. And he did. I'll take a lie detector. And he did. I smoked crack with Barack Obama and had sex with him. Well, that was obviously true. Nobody reported it, not because they were squeamish about sex or drugs, but because the Obama campaign said anyone who reports on this gets no access to the Obama campaign. And so they didn't report on it.
There's a guy that says that he actually smoked crack cocaine with Obama and clapped Obama's cheeks. I never heard this. And I think the reason why we never heard it because of the DNC. All right. It was a lot of booty clapping going on in that election. But then Obama came out and he said this controversial thing.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Now, Corey Holcomb, who had a show just last night, decided to weigh in on it.
I saw the former president of the United States sitting down with his wife and her brother. And Michelle looked like him with a wig on, just keeping it 100. As they sat down and chat, Obama is getting bolder and bolder as he leaves the White House because Mr. Obama said as the youngsters are coming up, they need the influence of Backdoria. What I'm saying is, not too long ago, she said she don't want boys by Barack. And that was an indictment against Barack. But after hearing Barack speak candidly, almost from the heart, let's underline when I say almost from the heart, because he can't speak from the heart. Not too long ago, I did an episode of the 5150 show where I had on the white straw hat and I spoke on men who like to have intercourse with other men are rarely honest about who they really are. Now, this comes back around to this episode because my brother Barack Obama did everything but say what he wants. He spoke around it. He talked about a college professor that was gay that influenced him. But he wouldn't tell you how he was influenced. He's talked about how the youngsters today need to open up, but he's not telling you what he want them to open up.
And you know, the world today, shout out to brother Corey Holcomb for just telling it like it is. A lot of these platforms are so, you know, I'm not going to say that they're anti-male because now I'm seeing that a lot of men are able to kind of get their point across now, and it's getting a little bit more lenient for men to express themselves. But I will say that there is somewhat of an agenda, man. Not a somewhat, it is an agenda. To do two things, especially in the black community. Replace black Americans with migrants. I mean, you're already seeing what's going on with the Professional Black Caucus submitting to the needs of the Latino community. You saw the National Urban League say something similar. So that's already undermining blacks as it is. But this idea, and we got to understand that Michelle Obama's podcast, whether she wants to talk about it or not, it gets a lot of traction from the black community. Most of the guests are black. So whenever you see a show and almost every guest is black or African American, what are they telling you? They're telling you that this show is for who? It's for the blacks. All right? If every show is that, it's for the blacks. That's the main idea. And this was the most popular episode that they've ever had. They've had Taraji P. Henson. They've had Issa Rae. I mean, every now and again they have some non-blacks on, but the majority of this is we're talking to the black community, okay? Tina Knowles, all right? We're talking to the black community. So, and they know that. So how do we talk to the black community with your former president and push an agenda to the black community? Say, hey, listen, you all need what? Gay friends. You need gay friends. Because if your child happens to be gay, then this is what's going to happen. But what Corey Holcomb is saying, no, wait a minute. What's the reason why you're saying it? And the reason why you're saying it is because you are the gay friend that you want people to introduce to because of your allegedly cheek clapping behavior. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I don't have no problems with anybody, whether it's sexuality, whether it's culture, whether it's religion, which I have my own personal opinions on. I have some friends that are complete atheists. I'm a complete believer in God. I am open to a discussion with many people about, just general life and accepting you for who you are. But now when you're recommending things that I need to do about my values based on your values, now we're going to have a problem. Because if it's like something that's morality issues, like you shouldn't hate people because of what they believe or who they are, or discriminate against who they are. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. But now once you start insinuating that you should have this in your life, I'm gonna look past that, and I'm gonna ignore that and say, well, why are you saying that? And then what we see when we start seeing certain people get rights, where it's immigrations or the LGBTQ community, it wasn't about rights. It was about in certain spots, in certain places, whole situations taking over somebody else's, in many people's opinion, coming into somebody's spaces and dominate. People have complained about that with LGBTQ. People have complained that with the rights of illegals coming to the country, now becoming migrants, getting rights over U.S. citizens. Now it's trying to change the psyche because it's your thing. Like with people who are heterosexual. You know what? I think that you should have all heterosexual friends, or you need a heterosexual friend. People will look at you like, are you stupid? Like, what do you mean? And it's almost the same thing as acting like somebody, you have a bisexual friend or a gay friend. It's like, okay, well, why do I have to be their friend based on their sexuality? If they're a good person, if they're bisexual, if they're non-sexual, we ought to have one non-sexual friend, a person who don't like getting their cheeks clapped or clapping cheeks at all. Everybody deserves an asexual friend. Do we even care about that? Seriously, like if a person is nice and a person is decent, it typically doesn't even matter their race. We're gonna be honest. You have people who are complete racists. I mean, complete racists, but they got that one black friend. And if you come against that black friend, hold on now. That's my black friend you're talking about there. Damn it, when I was sick, he was the only one that came and seen me. You people didn't even come. I'm gonna get you. You better leave. Look, you better leave Uncle. You better leave Clarence's name out of your damn mouth. It's about, is the person good? But in every sector, Hollywood, music, medicine, it's good for you to have a gay doctor, because on the exams, we have a gay section to test out if you're gay or not before you can practice. Like we care if the person is efficient in the field. Can the person? Yes. Okay. Is the person good to be in your life? Is he good? Yes. Is she or he a good hairstylist, barber? Yes. If a stud is a great barber, add value to my life, and she's a nice person, I wouldn't have no problem being a friend. That's her business. But now you're trying to tell me to do something like that because of what you feel. And it seems like it's underneath some booty clapping conditions. That's the problem that I have. You want booty clapping conditions for whatever reason, agenda that you want it for, bro. And we need to understand what's going on. We need to know why you want. Are you looking for a clapping in the black community, male on male clapping? It sounds like that. It sounds like you want to get lathered up. They already said it got you in 2008 getting lathered up by a white guy. I think it was a white guy. You got lathered up by Zaddy. No wonder why Michelle don't allegedly like your ass. So I think that we just gotta stop pushing our agendas on people and let people pick for themselves. The market always chooses anyway, whether you want to or not. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Yoshi Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Producer for all you, just heard the bell. We're out.